Hello, how? Okay. Um, so I originally thought this might be not sideways, but you know what? Whatever. This is fine. Welcome to the live stream, everybody. Today, it's a very simple thing. We're going to learn a couple songs that you can do. We are going to learn some very basics about the piano. There's a lot of simple things that you can do with just knowing the notes itself, and how to practice on learning by ear. Well, not specifically by ear, but when you hear a certain chord or a certain thing, you will be able to see everything. Hi, welcome my way, whoever you are, welcome. I'm very glad to see anyone coming in. Ah, hey, it's good to see you. Alright. Well, if you're by a piano, that's nice. You can actually start learning a little bit more here and there. Um, what do you mean now you get it? What, do you mean now that I get that I have a little bit of social anxiety when staring at a camera and hoping that a bunch of people might watch it? That's for sure. Alright. Let's go. 8 people, as we say in Russian. 2 people and 3 ghosts. Here we go. Oh, and now it's down to... Oh, here we go again. I'm loving it. Hello, welcome, Pan. Pan? Like Frank Pan? Okay, yep, sure. Welcome to the... Welcome to the chat, I guess. Alright, now let's just get started with this. So, you got your basic set of chords. Well, not chords, but notes. From your first do, the main do, also known as middle C, to high C, and then of course low C. Roughly, you should regularly know what you all the notes that are on from here to here. It is actually very simple. First step that usually everybody almost always teaches is do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do. Also known as C, D, E, F, G, A, B, high C. So, first note, the middle C. Probably the most recognizable, well-known notes that you could possibly have. It's a very simple note. It just plays. It can be built with a bunch of other chords. Usually it's a major chord of some form, such as the C major chord, which is like the more infamous chords. And there's this one. I think this is C7. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't care if I'm fully wrong, but please do correct me if I'm wrong. I'll gladly talk about it. Then I believe this. This is one of my favorite chords. I got no idea what it is. It might be just an inversion of something, but I do really like this chord. Actually, now that I think about it, yeah, it is an inversion of like A, yeah, A flat. It is just an inversion of A flat, but anyways, C, very important note. D, the next one up, also known as your Re. This one, I mean, like it comes up, especially in jazz. Jazz absolutely love the combination of B, which you'll learn eventually, D, and its twin sister, F. This simple basic chord is kind of well known around, but anyways, jazz, really like your Ds. Anyways, E. Again, another common one, as I already previously mentioned. Really popular when it comes to the E, the C major chord. E is well known for, again, major songs. Maybe you can play something. It's more infamous for its minor form, but we'll talk about that maybe in another video, or maybe even tonight. Let's see how I'm feeling. Hi, interesting. Too bad I don't have piano. Yeah, that is really unfortunate. You do need to have some form of piano. But you can also just start with basics, see if you actually start getting the hang of it. I would suggest getting like a small miniature electric piano. They're usually about give or take from the double high C to double low C. I don't actually have it on the camera here, so I'll slightly move it down to double low C, which is one. Here's middle C, one C is a lower C down here. My piano goes all the way up to three C's, so I can exactly show that. But it is if you can play a bunch of songs just from this range of piano. So don't be afraid to just get a electric piano just a little bit smaller. You can still play a lot of songs, at least the very basic minimum. And if you start actually getting the hang of it and you do actually like it a lot, then you will be able to then invest into a bigger, better piano. Again, I would suggest starting with electric. Grand pianos are not only expensive, some of them you really need to maintain and keep. So electric piano, usually better. Of course, grand piano just simply sounds nicer, at least in my opinion. Anyways, as I was saying, E, it's a cool note. F, also known as your do, re, mi, fa. Fa, I'm pretty sure. F, again, one of the jazz chords, as I like to call it. It's a very simple chord. Comes in handy here and there. This is one of my chords that I'm right now currently using a hell lot. Why? I got no idea, but now that I'm thinking about it, it's just some version of A. Actually, no, this is just F minor, right? Right? I'm pretty sure this is still F minor. But F is a cool note. Again. Then we got G. Personally, I don't really like this note. It's kinda useless. Actually, who the hell am I kidding? No, it's not useless. Again, part of the C major chord. It is commonly used in this chord here. At least that's the chords that I've been noticing it, or in its minor version. Again, cool sounding. It's definitely something. Then we got, of course, A. Very close to its top. Very close to the top. Second to last note. It's very simple. Might see it in jazz actually a lot because, well, not exactly jazz. I wouldn't say jazz, but it can be seen in lots of different places. Then B. Yeah, that's B, commonly used as a jazz chord, more infamous for its brother on the bottom. But regular B, it's a cool note. And then of course, high C, of course. Anyways, there's a very simple song that you can actually play with the first chords. It's kind of infamous again, simply called Hot Cross Buns. Do I know how it goes? Not exactly, actually, but it goes something along the lines of this. Yeah, it's very that simple. It's not exactly a brilliant Mozart type piece, but it's a starting point, and it boosts your moral confidence every time you actually manage to play something that doesn't sound like every time. Anyways, how you play that? Very simple. You start with E, and you go down. Usually, you want to use these three fingers. Again, fingering is very important. Of course, I'm just using my left hand for the sake of the video because, movement is very cool. Hello, Nelson Tang's world. Whoever you are, welcome to the chat. Anyways, you usually want to use your right hand. For this song, you want to try to use your first three fingers, being your middle finger, your second finger, and your first finger. Anyways, can you help on Chopin Fenti Sas's impromptu double? I'll drop a sub. What is that song? I'm sorry, I don't exactly have notes on a page right now, and I can't exactly know how it goes, but let me see. Chop and fantasize impromptu. I'll drop some. Alrighty, hold on, give me 1 second. Let me just go grab my computer. Brothers in Christ Almighty. Alright, let's look this up. Who knew the school computer would actually come in handy? Alright, let's look this up. Chopin Fantaise Improp to sheet music. Alright, let's look it up. Let's grab something random from the internet and hope that it's the correct one that you might be working on. Is this it? No, that's way too blurry. Give me 1 second. This already looks complicated from here. Oh, here it is. Okay. Uh-huh. What am I looking at here? We are looking at... Okay, that's actually pretty complicated. You got 4 sharps on here with a... What is that sharp? That would be... Okay, you got yourself... Give or take 4 sharps. So you have a C sharp, D sharp, F sharp, G sharp. So that would be the main chords you'd want to be rid of. It's an 8/4 rhythm. So let me pull up a metronome here. Metronome. 8/4. Oh yeah, that's fast. All right. Okay. First tip that I can give you, Mr. Nelson's Tang World. Um, First off, I would suggest writing in all of the sharps. If you have the sheet music, write in all the sharps that you can possibly have. It's helpful, especially I'm only looking at the first page. I'm sorry, I've never played this song before, so I'm trying to my best to help here. But there is 4 sharps. It appears that this song repeats 1, 2. Okay, first 2 measures are the same. So, well, not first 2 measures, but first 2 of these like little sections when the right hand actually comes into play. So you will probably want to take these sections at a time. Take 1 day to essentially learn the first measure, and that because if you learn the first measure, then you got the next measure starting here. The left hand starts out with a G and a, hold on here, D, F, G. Oh, it's a double G. So you have no G sharp, so you can just, wait, do you have G sharp? Hold on. No, you do have a G sharp. So you would start out with this on the bottom here. Maybe next time I can play that one. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Pan. I'm doubtful that I'd be able to play this one. It take me a long time, plus I have my own songs that I'm trying to work on. Maybe one day I will do a stream of those songs, of what I'm doing in those songs. But overall, I will just be trying to help this person out. All right, so first off, write in all your sharps. That is like one of the most important things. At least for like the first page, I would suggest writing in your sharps. Take notes. Take things that might be, if you start messing up, if you feel like you're messing up, stop and wait. Can I try playing one of the pieces you're playing right now? Sure. One of the pieces that I am currently learning, let me just go grab my notes again, because I did not foresee us having this conversation. Oh. Lord. All right. All right, we're back. Uh, Here, if you want, you can take a screenshot of some of the songs that I'm trying to learn right now. Here's one that I'm currently working on. It's for a competition. This is like you need to play 4 songs in one sitting, essentially. This is called Ber, Brim, Berm, Birmingham, Burnham. Look at the title, figure it out, I guess. Berham Mackin Blues by Martha Meyer. I've not been able to even start this simply because I've been dealing with school. Because school is really fun and super cool. But that's like one of the main songs I've been currently wanting to start. I've been working on some more simpler songs in the meantime, since, again, this is like 4 songs in one go. One of them is called Folia by Alessandro Scarlatti. It's a little bit more of a simpler song. Um, I can probably sign. Sonata 4 by George Besh, if I remember correctly. I photocopied this completely wrong. Um, right now, actually, I'll be soon playing a duet with my teachers sooner or later. It's called Ferre Jacques Roca. It's a weird combination of jazz and that classical song that everybody kind of knows, the London Bridge, I think. Anyways, that's like a small part of it that song. It's like a 4 pager here. Uh, Again, it's not as complicated as the songs that you were trying to play. It's not like that I can't play that song. Again, it would just take me a long time to learn. And I'll tell this right now to all the viewers. Learning piano is gonna take a long while. I've been playing since 3 years old, give or take. And I am still learning to this day. New things, new gimmicks. It's gonna take time. New songs are going to be a pain in the butt to deal with. And it's gonna get demoralizing very quickly. Don't worry about it and always just try to keep moving forward. Try to learn maybe an easier song while you are trying to make a better song. Noise. Piano competitions. I'm proud of you. Yeah, I proudly have won one competition way back during COVID times, back in my days, as they say. Do you have Discord by any chance? Yes, I do have Discord, but I'm not going to share that information for the simple fact that I will not the Discord that I'm using, it's mostly for my own friends and folks. But if you ever want to know something or have some form of information, I will glad if you write in a comment below or in one of my videos, if you try to do something about that, I mean, if you write to me in one of my comments, I'll gladly answer to the best of my abilities. Pan, can we do something simple? Trying. Can I call you to talk or something? Maybe I can duet you or maybe playing something if you want me to. Ah la 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 la. Alrighty, Nelson's Tang World. How about this? Let's just put it like this. How about this? I will make a separate Discord channel thingamajigga for M.A.G. I will post it onto YouTube under like the socials contact or something like that. It'll take me a little bit of time, a little bit of something, but I'll do it there. And when that comes online, I'll make like a whole social post about it. Join M.A.G. Discord channel or whatever. And there I will, maybe take out like if I'm doing a live stream or if I'm doing something, I can voice chat you or something right now on Discord. Well, right now, I'm trying to teach some people how to play the basic notes and maybe hot cross buns. Can I give you my... No, 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 no. Do not give me your information just yet. I literally have nothing to write with here. Oh my gosh. Sure, you know what? Fine. All right. I really don't know if this is allowed or not, but sure, give it to me, I guess. I'll write it down quickly. Ooh, teaching. I love teaching. Why would I be doing a live stream that said basics of piano or how to learn basics if I wasn't teaching? Anyways, give me that Discord of yours. I'll write it down, send you a message privately, something. We'll talk there more. Please subscribe. I beg you. That'd be really nice. Anyways, meanwhile, while he's getting that set up, for the folks, while I was trying to explain here, it might be really cringy, but can you people live together? I don't think we can live together. That'd be really bad. Because I cannot do that. I have a YouTube channel as well. I'd assume that. Yeah, I assume that you have a YouTube channel too, Mr. Nelson Staying World. I'll check it out. Hold on here. Don't write messages here. Give me a second. Um, okay. I will definitely send you a message. We can maybe even talk. Okay. Uh, I thank you very much. I'm not fully sure if this is even allowed on YouTube, but you know what? We're just going to take it. I like the fact that it's not found. I'm assuming you may have taken that from George Not Found. Yes, I know my gaming. Maybe you just decided to not found, but 404 R Y the Y M N not found. Right, right. Okay, 404 right man not found. Okay, there you go. Alrighty, Nelson. I will send you a message when I get the chance. I'll probably make a Discord or something for the gens who want to join. that is that was from Air 404 means page not found. Alrighty. Oh wait, it's I forgot the Colin after 404. That would have been really nice information to know. Anyways, I'm guessing up on it 404 dot dot. Hell yeah. Alright. Boom chakalaka. Alright. Yeah. Anyways, hot cross buns. It's fine. It's fine. Dude, it's fine. I'm happy that there's even people watching this stream. Anyways, hot cross buns. Very simple. You use three fingers here. Middle, second, first. You got first note, E. E, D, C, D, E, D, C, D. Yeah, what he said in chat. But anyways, I'm going to show it on the piano. Because again, trying to continue the lesson, except there's people I need to respond to in the chat. Sorry, blin. Alright. Anyways, it's E, D, C. E, D, C. C, 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 D, 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 E, D, C. Alright, that's a very simple song. It's nothing really that big. But it gives you that moral confidence boost that you totally know how to play a piano when you could totally make content on YouTube about it just by grabbing a small short piece. I totally know how to play the piano, guys. Woo! Anyways, one other song that you can easily play is that's a little bit more recognizable than Hot Cross Buns is that chant. If you know this chant, you could probably write it in the chat. I suck. Seven Nation Army, good job. Anyways, That also introduces the next topic I shall be covering. That is the black keys. These black notes are usually impromptu when it comes to minor and sharps. It comes in real handy. The same thing goes. Only one little difference. A sharp can be a flat or a sharp depending on what it is. If it's up, it's a sharp. If it's down, it's a flat. It's very important to remember that when you're reading music. A sharp is if you're going up from a note. A flat is if you're going down a note. And never, never in music will there be a sharp and a flat. It will always have to be sharp. I don't exactly know why, but in just music in general, it is always got to be a flat or a sharp when you're writing in the music. That's why you see in musical notes, you could technically say that that is a certain flat. For example, you can say that this E flat is also a D sharp. Both mean the same thing, but in the music, it will be written as E flat. Then for the rest of the song, it will be called E flat, and there won't be a sharp in the key signature ever. Anyways, Seven Nation Army. The first part of it is this B. Excuse me. This is why you need to learn how to hear music. G. G, as I said before, it comes in handy once in a while. You play this a couple times. Then you go to the next note, being that B flat. I'll be referring to flats. And again, remember what flats are. Flats is going down. So if I say B flat, it means that you go to B and then it's flat. So you go down by half a step, also known as down a step. So that's how you get B flat. So it's. Now, if you know how the song goes, you might be able to hear it, which is why listening to music is very important when you're playing. So you'll hear, because you know that's how the song goes. So you'll be able to play, bum, 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 bum. That's that first part. Then you go down to the next part, F. It might sound weird. What are we doing here? We are playing a different song. It is called Seven Nation Army. A very simple song, and it can be sounding really cool, and it's a lot more well known than any other songs. So we have another simple song. So it's from G, G, B flat, G, F. Then you take a full step down. I should probably mention what this means. A full step would be from C to D. Because explain what each page is with a bit more detail, please. Alright. How do we explain this with more detail? So you start with G. G is the fifth note that you start from middle C. So you start from B, B, up one. Second note is D. Third note is E. Fourth note is F. Fifth note is G. You'll hear it if need be. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can just start going up the scale until you hear what G is, or you just count up to 5 from middle C. Middle C has a very distinct and is usually about in the middle of the piano. So you'll start from C up to 1D, up to 1E, up to 1F, up to 1G. It's also your mi, if you want to get. So, like in do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do. Anyways, you play that note 2 times in a certain rhythm too, because you know it's that ba 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 ba. You want to get that ba ba ba, that sound, that double tap, that really sets the stage for that song to get recognizable. So you go ba 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 ba. It's very important to get that quick note. So you need to know how to do these automatically. So G, G, B flat. Again, I would re-explain it. That is, when you have a flat, that is a half step up. So if you have a C and you want to play a C sharp, that's a half step up. If you have a flat, a D flat, that is a D with a half step down. The only exception that might seem weird is if you have a half step when it comes to an E, or a half step down when you have a F. If you might notice, there is no middle key. The reason being is that a half step is actually to an E, and a half step down from an F is to a E. I don't know why they did this, but you know what? We're gonna roll with it because that's what our founding fathers of the piano said. A full step, however, is going to be towards the E flat, and a full step from an E is going to be a F flat, F sharp, excuse me. So from an F, a full step down would be a E flat, while the E, a full step, will be a F sharp. Anyways, as I was saying, that is your B. Again, that B, that's your La, and then you go down half step, being B. So you get ba, ba, ba. Then you go down back to G. Then you go one step down, being F. Then you take a full step down, which would be E flat. And then you take one more half step down to get that infamous low note. So in total, you'd have a C, excuse me, G, G, F, E flat, D, G, B flat, G, F, E flat, D. Now, there's a little bit of a difference. You might recognize that there's a little bit different on the second time you play the song. So you play G, G, F, G, excuse me, G, G, B flat, G, F, B flat, D, G, G, B flat, G, F, E. But you don't go down. You first play F again, then you go down to E, D again, E flat, D. That is that main melody that everybody can recognize. Usually it is played down here, usually by a low instrument, such as trombone, tuba, baritone, saxophone. So you will also recognize that there's a certain rhythm to it. Rhythm is very important when it comes to playing the piano, and you need to know when that rhythm is. So it's, if you know the song, it goes ba 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 ba. It's also a very recognizable rhythm because of that beat that usually played by a bass drum, that boom 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 boom. So you have that ba 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 ba. I would usually use my foot or a metronome. My foot is being the metronome, so as you know how fast a song goes. It's kind of infamous. If you don't know the song, how fast it goes, there's usually on the top right corner of the page what it should be. It's, for example, this song here, it's right here. It'll be a small note here, and it will say here. For this one, it's 54. I don't know what's the actual rhythm pace when it comes to the Seven Nation Army, but it will go something along the lines of this. And so on and so forth. I was just using your foot to tap. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. So you know that 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. God, I don't actually know what I'm doing here. But anyways, you get the point. It has that rhythm. You need to keep in line with the rhythm, while also being able to hear how the song is supposed to go. So it's usually there's either a, I want to say half note, but a half note that you hold for 2 beats, and I know a quarter note. Eighth note, that's what it is. An eighth note, that's what you play. You play whole note here, eighth and eighth here. It's whole note, eighth, 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 whole note, whole note you hold for one beat. A eighth note you actually don't hold. It's like half of a quarter note. It's hard to explain, but and essentially you just play it less. You hold it for less time. So you whole note, whole note, whole note. My gosh, whole note, whole note, eighth, 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 whole note, whole note, whole note, eighth, 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 whole note. In total, you'll have this. You can add a little bit of pizzazz to it by doing what is called an octave. An octave is when you play from. An octave is essentially when one key and you go 8 notes down. There's a fifth, which is 5 notes down. There's a third, which is 3 notes down. But an octave is 8 notes down. Usually, actually always, the octave will be the same note on the top and the bottom. So, thus making that bass being down here, that's that bottom ba 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 ba, so that everybody recognizes. But since I didn't really adjust the phone correctly, I'm just doing from the top here just to show you all how it's supposed to go. So you grab an octave, the octave of G and low G. These G's will come in handy. You will then be able to play from G, another G, then go to B flat, because all of this is just being the same notes repeated. So G, G, B flat, G, F, E, D. This is a very important that you recognize that an eighth can sound really bad, a lot better than just one note. It sounds a little bit more professional. And more notes usually means better. Actually, don't quote me on that. Less notes can also mean better. Just like President Abraham's speech. Less words being a lot better. Anyways, now you have successfully learned 2 songs by watching this stream. Hot cross buns. Let me repeat that. With your right hand. With the first 3 fingers on your hand. You will go hot cross buns, hot cross buns. Can I teach a piece? Do it on your channel, cause I believe in you, Nelson Tang's world. And you've learned how to play Seven Nation Army. It's very simple. It's octave key, grab just your first finger and your last finger. It will go G, G, B flat, G, F, B flat, D. G, G, B flat, G, F, B flat, F, B flat, D. And thus, you will go G, G, F, G. I suck. God, hold on. Let me help you out. I just embarrassed myself there. Wowza. But I have more subs. I mean, like, if you want, look, just start making your own. It took me about a year to where I am right now, and I'm not exactly that far. Just start working at it, start making music. I believe in you. Don't use AI, because that sucks. Probably no one will be watching. Dude, I got about 11 people watching me right now. And I plan with another person. Kind of bored? Hey, just sit down on the piano and just do something along the lines of this. Sometimes you'll find something actually being very useful. As a matter of fact, all the songs that I have so far created myself has been a very simple of me just being bored at the piano and just going, oh, that sounds good. That sounds good. That sounds good. That doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound good. That might work. And so on and so forth until you just accidentally make a song. It's why I struggle to make an actual title for my songs. For the simple fact being that when I make songs, it's just me, lack of a better term, ding around the piano. Yeah, welcome to the world of a guy who barely knows how to play the piano and is trying to understand why the hell did I just make so many alright songs. My most famous one of this example would be my first ever song that I made. I still don't have a name for it. I've gotten so many people that say completely different things. One of them I can't actually say on YouTube. I don't want to get demonetized until oblivion. But I've heard people. It's like that last hope and dreams, while others say a lot darker things. But anyways, like this song, this is the one that I'm talking about here. That song, just completely, one day I thought, yes, these few chords I can string together and put into a song. That's why I'm kind of never bored when I am on the piano because I know that there's something that I can probably do just by doing stuff on the piano. Another one of these songs. I'm going to change seats. There's one very important thing. You always, when playing the piano, need to have the perfect arm. You want to have the arm essentially like this at a 90-degree angle, and so that your hand can be essentially limp. If your hand is tense, you will start getting cramps in your hand. That is very bad. I'm going to change seats because I grabbed the smaller seat so that I can see the piano. But I will now be playing another one of my songs that I have recently created that I've been trying to promote as best as I can. This one I actually called Perfectionist Dilemma. You may be able to watch it. How do you relax your arm? That is a very good question. You can relax your arm by doing certain stretches. I don't have my corks on me right now, but if you grab two wine corks, or I'm trying to think what else you could use here. But anyways, I don't have the wine corks on me right now. But you want to put before you start playing. It's a very simple exercise. I'll move this here slightly. You want to put the corks underneath your hand. Make sure that you can have this perfect little spider-like shape. You start by raising your thumb as high as you can, back down, about 5-10 times. Then second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, and then back down. You might recognize that your fourth finger will not be able to raise as high as the others. That is because all the tendons in your veins, they all kind of connect in some way. And it's normal for people's finger to not be able to raise as high when in this position. And again, please use corks. I'm just doing a bootleg version of this, just to explain to the audience. And this is before you start playing. It'll help you relax your hand, get your hand warmed up. Kind of like how stretchers will have to stretch their legs before they start running. Ah, I see. Thanks for the tip. I was struggling with cramps as a beginner. Before you go, if you are going to go, for me, I tried playing a real technical, difficult pieces, and as you play, you see that time stretching on, you can possibly play the piece as you practice and naturally relaxes. It's not just as you play, as your hand memorizes it. If you have a tense muscle, you won't be able to play fast. Essentially, when I play fast songs, I actually barely think. My hand essentially does all the talking, so to speak. Anyways, Jungle, there's like more that you can do as a beginner. After you're done with those, you also want to raise, then do in thirds. So raise the middle finger and second finger, second and fourth. And again, don't worry if the fourth is not raising as high. Fifth and third, because again, these are all tendons that are all connected. Then first and fourth as like a fourth, and then second and fifth. That will help, and do that for both hands. Another thing that you can do is that if your hand is cramping or starting to hurt, just stop. There's a high chance that there is probably something actually going on in your shoulder. Your shoulder and overall hand is just too tense. I actually am dealing with that problem, especially if you are a in school and you're like looking down at paper, doing a lot of writing, doing a lot of typing. It can wear out your hand. It can wear out the muscles. So take adequate breaks when you're playing the piano. And again, always feel free to play easier pieces. Playing the piano is not just a competition. It's not just learn new songs. Not just the fame, the glory, the passion, the wah. It's also just sometimes, hey, let's just slam my head against the piano and see what happens. Well, don't actually slam your head into the piano. Do not do that. It hurts. Anyways, if you, after playing, I would suggest doing something like this. Hold your hand out as straight as you can. Grab your fingers at the edge and just simply pull back as far as you can. It might hurt a little bit. Keep your hand as straight as possible. Have you ever gride Procliffe? Played Gride Procliffe or Ramen? Ah, yeah, I actually just played, was thinking of playing Rachmaninoff, but my teacher actually really hates the Rachmaninoff because of reasons. The songs are just a tad bit too boring for her. So I've been playing a little bit more jumpy songs. Plus, I personally love the jump. If you look at my songs that I play, it's always just the jump, the jump, the jump. Let me see here. I'm going to play one last song for y'all tonight. It's gonna be in the chair. You will only be able to see my hand. With my violin, I get cramps in my hands when I play for too long or too fast, although it must be different since gripping the neck of the violin. Again, it's Ramanov is really technically difficult. Yeah, that is also true. Again, take adequate breaks when playing any instrument. Actually, I get cramps while playing that. My saxophones because I have to actually hold the thing up. Was the Ramanov Cheese a prelude or a concerto? It was a prelude. Or prelude? Prelude? I'm not fully sure. I love the English language! Anyways, take adequate amount of stretches. Keep your hand out like this. Grab your hand and stretch it out as far back as you can, and then push it as far forward as you can. This will stretch the muscles that are up here, and then the muscles that run down here. I find just relaxing my hand between songs is good enough for me. Yes, please relax as much as you can. Was it a prelude a C or G? Specifics I don't remember. I believe it was a C, but don't quote me on that. Let me see. We got. Well, actually, that's kind of sounding pretty good. Um, Let me think here. Other stretches that you can do. I cannot exactly show it on here. Oh, you played that piece? Well, congratulations. How's the pain? Is it bad? How was it? I don't think it was that good, but anyways, another thing that you can do. I'm gonna look over to my fancy wall here. By the way, if you're a beginner, get one of these. This will help you out a lot. Yeah, you couldn't tell that it was really annoying. But anyways, place your hand again flat up against the wall. It's a lot more effective than just placing it like like this. It's a lot more effective because it gets more of the shoulder. Actually, I'm right now playing it my way. Can you play Sibley's Violin by any chance? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Hey, I think he plays Frank Sinatra. I'm sure of it. Anyways, let's see. And then you just want to try to go as far forward as you can. So I'm actually pretty essentially at my limit because I was just practicing not too long ago. Anyways, do that for both hands. Again, stretch out your hand as best you can, and please do not overuse the hand. Take adequate amounts of breaks. That is like the most important thing when playing any instrument. Anyways, I will now be playing as the last song for tonight because this stream has gone on for a lot longer than I was thinking. My new song is called Perfectionist Dilemma because when I was making the song, I was essentially going in a bit of a dilemma trying to make it as perfect as possible. And I think the piece itself actually pretty roughly articulates what it's about. Anyways, let me change seating here. Say goodbye to my face. Well, not exactly. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, there we go. Up. There we go. Again, keep your hands at this 90-degree angle. Anyways, move down to middle C. I will now be pushing this as far back as I can, raising this up for my last song of the night. I hope you all will enjoy this amazing song that took me like a little bit too long to make. Boom. There we go. You should theoretically be able to see everything now, at least where I'm going to be playing a lot of. Anyways, I hope you enjoy my song. This is Perfectionist Dilemma. This is the newest song that I've made. It's a couple months old now. And I've been trying to get it out everywhere. It is on YouTube already. I made like an official video, so to speak. And hey, feel free. And I will be working on making a Discord for it, and I'll like post it into my M.A.G channel when I get the chance. Alrighty, after this I'll be canceling the live stream, so 1 second, let me just oh yeah, I also do this. It's not exactly good. I mean, like, I heard rumors that it might give you arthritis, but might not be the greatest thing to do. But still, stretch out your hands and do like simple turns like this. Keep your hand out like this and do simple turns like this. It helps out a lot. And make sure you're grabbing the bottom of your hand here lightly so that it doesn't move. Anyways. Yeah, the grand finale. Anyways. Perfectionist Dilemma. Let's go, boys. Or ladies, or whoever is out there. When's next time? Next week. I'll make another thing. New songs, new nothing. I got some old books here. Maybe I'll go through those and see what I can do with it. Stay tuned, folks. I'll make that Discord. I'll do announcements there. Well, hold on. I don't want to play the piano. Hold up. Hold on. I'm forgetting how to play the piano. Hold on, why does it sound weird? Hold on, let me go back. Some reason my piano changed. That might have been, like, very bad. Anyways.